What is good, guys? Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing MPL Philippines Season 16 Power Rankings tier list before the season starts. The season starts literally tomorrow. So I'm recording this video the day before. And yeah, I think it's important to do this tier list because a lot of changes have happened to a lot of these rosters. A lot of these rosters have either improved, a lot of these rosters have either maybe gotten worse on paper. So we're gonna kind of be talking about that in today's video. I'm not gonna be going super into depth on every single team, but I am gonna be like telling you the rosters on all these teams and whatnot. And yeah, it's gonna be an interesting it's going to be an interesting season. This definitely is going to be one of the best seasons. I mean, we always say that about Mpl Ph because it's such a competitive region, but this season it genuinely is going to be really, really competitive, especially the top four. But yeah, let's kick things off with Omega. Now, Smart Omega, they've kind of always been inconsistent. I don't think a lot of people are going to sit here and say that they're going to be one of the favorites. Like I think this is a team that is either going to make it barely into playoffs or they're not going to make it into playoffs. This team finished last season. They were eighth. They were really really bad. They went 8-25, and then 2-12 in match score, and then 8-25 in game score. I mean, bro, that is they got 2 points. I don't think they're going to do very well this season. I think that this team again, like they have Jamesy, they have Ryzen, they have Haji, Nateski, and Super Yoshi. Like this team is on paper just probably the worst out of everybody in the league. It's really not that good. So I'm gonna put them in D tier because I do just think they are the worst team in the league. And I don't really think it's like I don't want to say it's not close, but like I don't see this team really doing much. So yeah. Next up, we have TNC. Now, TNC is definitely a team that I've always kind of kept my eye on because this team was always kind of that team that had that like dark horse kind of vibe about them. They did make some roster changes. They got three Martizi in the XP lane, Zaida, Lancey. Like this team is still relatively the same. They switched their Rome and XP lane. And I actually think this team is going to be very, very solid. I think TNC is definitely going to make it to playoffs. I would be very, very shocked if this team didn't make it to playoffs. I think that this team has a lot of potential. Benny Cutie is one of the most consistent and solid gold laners you can find in World MLBB. I think he's that good. He's really, really solid. And I think that there's no reason for this team not to succeed. I don't think they're going to win the championship, but I also don't think they're going to be as bad as Smart Omega. So I'm going to put them in B tier where I think they belong. Next up, let's talk about some of the top tier teams. Let's talk about Falcons. Now, Falcons is interesting because this team, a lot of people are putting this team top two, top one. A lot of people think this team is going to be very, very good. I also believe this team is very, very good. But do I have faith in Falcons? I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't have faith in Falcons compared to other people. I think that this team has kind of run its course. I think that if this team doesn't win a championship this season, I think there are just gonna a lot of them are gonna retire or they're just gonna kind of go their separate ways because I think the honeymoon phase with this Falcons team, which is essentially the AP brand like dynasty, right? Flap TZ, Kyle Few, Super Marco Ogwen, like these players have been together for almost 2 years. I think they've run their course. I mean, a lot of their players, their star players are underperformed. The only one that's always consistent is Super Marco, which is why I think Super Marco is one of the most consistent players in the world. I mean, Super Marco is always fucking good. This guy is always consistently dealing damage. His damage numbers are insane. His KD is great. Like he doesn't really throw games. Even when they get stomped, even when they were looking shaky, Super Marco was always like a bright spot for this team, and he played really, really good last season in the playoffs. I think this meta does favor Falcons a lot. Super Marco is always good. I think Flap TV is gonna be much better because obviously the meta favors teams like Falcons and Team Liquid and Aurora, et cetera. Like the utility, like Esmeralda Lapu, right? Like Arlot, the glue. Like Flap TV loves playing that. He can even pull out the Paquito at times. So I think that this team is gonna be very, very solid. I don't think they're gonna be like unstoppable or anything, but I can see a world where this team wins. I can see a world where Falcons does win um, the championship. And they realistically they should have the best synergy in the league, right? Like they've been together for multiple seasons at this point, so there's really no excuses for them not to perform right off the gate. If they take a while to really get going, I'll be a little bit concerned because it's going to be hard to pick up, because the Philippines is such a competitive region. But I'm going to put Falcons in the S tier. I do think they are one of the best teams in the world, and I do think they have on paper, arguably the best roster, right? Like this team is a championship caliber team. Next up, we have Twisted Minds. Now, Twisted Minds is a very interesting team because last season they made it to playoffs. A lot of people previously at the beginning of the season didn't think they'd make it to playoffs, but they ended up making it to playoffs, and they actually did really, really decent. They took Onyx Philippines to 5 games in that banger series. That was a really, really good series. If you guys haven't watched it, go back and watch it. It was a really competitive series. Twisted Minds almost reverse swept Onyx Philippines, which that would have been crazy. Twisted Minds reverse sweeping the defending world champions. They did kind of change the roster. Like quite a bit. They did change their roster quite a bit. I'm pretty sure they only have like MP the King is the only person that is on this team that was on last season's team. So it's a completely new roster. I don't think this team is that good, but I also don't think they're gonna be that bad. Like I think this is a solid C tier team. I would put them in the C tier. Um, and yeah, I think this team is gonna be solid. Um, I can definitely see them upsetting because there's always an upset. Every single season, a bottom tier team is going to upset one of the top tiers. So I can definitely see that being the case. But yeah, let's move on. So there's two Team Liquid on the tier list. One of them should be AP Brand. I don't know why AP Brand is not on this. So we're just gonna use this Team Liquid as AP Brand. Now, AP Brand's new lineup is Lord JM, James Panks, Aqua Shizu, and X Nova. Now, this AP Brand team is gonna be very, very solid. I think this team is definitely B tier. I mean, honestly, I think that this is definitely the best out of the bottom tier teams. Like, I think this team is better than Twisted Minds and Omega by quite a big margin. And then they're on the same level as TNC. I think that this team has a lot of potential. I mean, bro, Lord JM is very solid. James Banks is very solid. Aqua is solid. Shizu is solid. Like this team is solid. They have solid players in almost every single role. So I don't see why this team can't perform. And they are a young squad, so I think there's a lot of potential. Obviously, one thing is that's going to be maybe hard for them is the experience, in high pressure situations. How are they going to handle? How are they going to cope? Maybe losing in a series and stuff like that. I think that's always a concern when you are like a team that's mainly filled with rookies. But for the most part, this team should be good. And I have some faith in them. So yeah. Next up, let's talk about Onyx Philippines. Onyx Philippines, they're going in A tier. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "What? How is Onyx not S tier?" They finished top three at MSC. They made finals last season. The meta just doesn't benefit Onyx. I mean, King Khan, your jungler needs to be able to play utility. If your jungler cannot play utility in this current meta, you're not going to be as effective. Kirk, I've always said it is a weak link on this team. I think out of all the top four teams, all the top four XPs, I think Kirk is the weakest. Um, I think King Khan needs to learn how to play utility. Like King Khan is one of the best assassin players in the world, right? Like he's so good at Lin, he's so good at Joy, he's amazing at the Hayabusa, at the Lancelot. But if you're not able to play the Boxer, the Frederick, the Akai even at a high or at an elite level, it's going to be very, very hard to compete with the other teams. And we saw it at MSC. This team they were good. They finished top three, but with Onyx, the expectations is not finishing top three. The expectations is winning everything. I mean, these are the defender world champions. They won M6, and ever since M6, they just haven't been as dominant. Even when they were going on that stretch where they were winning everything in the regular season, they won Snapdragon. Like it wasn't as dominant as we know this team to be. And I think that the meta just doesn't suit them as well. I think all their players are playing individually worse except for Kelra. Even Kelra isn't like at the standard that we know him to be. If this team clicks and they play like they did at M6, they're winning. They're winning everything because the peaks that this team can reach are out of this world. Like if Onyx hits their flow state, they are unstoppable. They are so clutch and they play such amazing mobile legends when they want to be. And that's kind of why I have faith in this Onyx team. I'm putting them in A tier, but I still believe that this team can win. everything because they have, I think, the most clutch ability alongside like Team Liquid. Like they have that clutch in them where even if it looks like things are dire, they can always come back. So yeah. Next up, we have Team Liquid Philippines, which is gonna go at the top of S tier. Yeah, TLPH is kind of always been the team that it was destined to be great at Mobile Legends. This team is the definition of how Mobile Legends should be played with their macro, with their micro, with their drafts. Like this is the most perfect team ever, probably in Mobile Legends history. I said it at MSC. I think they showed the highest level of Mobile Legends gameplay we've ever seen in the history of the game. I mean, the stuff that they were doing was just not normal. Everything about this team is just it's almost like they're just before the game start, they're gonna win. There was one game against Onyx where Team Liquid was literally playing with the worst draft and they still won. And it was just, how is it possible that they have the best player in every single role? They have Sanford, the best XP laner of all time, arguably. They have Carl Teasy, the greatest player of all time. They have Sanji, the best mid laner of all time. They have Oheb, one of the greatest gold laners of all time. They have JP, one of the best roams of all time. Like, in each role, they have arguably the GOAT in their role. And it's just insane how coordinated this team is because Oheb is relatively new to this like dynasty, right? To this like team. Like he joined last season and he's already clicked so much. And it's crazy to think because previously without Oheb, they had Benny Cutie, and it kind of seemed like Team Liquid was gonna go a very long time without winning many trophies, without having silverware. But as soon as they got Oheb, everything clicked. And I do think Oheb is like one of the main reasons why this team is so good. Like they are so standard. They're so like cohesive with him. He's so like consistent. Oheb doesn't really make game throwing like mistakes. Like I don't think Oheb is like Kelra or Super Marco where he's like super clutch. Like he is clutch. Obviously, at MSC he stole Lord with Moscow and he kind of bailed him out of that game against Onyx. And if it wasn't for him, but they would have lost. But what I'm saying is that I don't think he's gonna go out of his way to make like these flashy plays compared to a Kelra, compared to a Super Marco. But you could argue he is more consistent than both of them because he just doesn't make game losing plays. He just does what he needs to do and he doesn't overforce it. I just think there's no team that can beat Team Liquid Philippines in a best of five, in a best of seven right now. Their hero pools are just insane. Every single one of their players can play literally every single hero at an elite level. So it's going to be very difficult to beat this team. I think, listen, spoiler alert, I think this team should win, right? They should win. Do I think they're gonna win? No, because Aurora, baby. If you guys don't know, I'm a huge Aurora fan. This is my team, and we just got light. And I truly believe that this team is going to be amazing. I think this team is going to be right up there with um Team Liquid Philippines. I think that this team is going to be absolutely insane. Um, Renegade was the weak link of Aurora. He was always that player that made the unnecessary plays. He was a bit too aggressive. And even with Renegade, this team was very good. They finished second in the regular season. They were supposed to do well in playoffs, but they didn't. And I think with Light, who is more, he fits in with Demon Kite and Domin Kite with their play styles. Domin Kite is a very standard gold laner. Demon Kite is very utility. Sometimes he plays assassins. Edward can be aggressive. He can be passive. I think Light just fits this team perfectly. Out of every roam that they could have possibly gotten, I think Light is the best roam that they got. I mean, he is so good with this team. I listen, I think Aurora should win, right? This team is incredible on paper. You have Edward, again, arguably the best XP laner of all time. You have Demon Kite, an incredible jungler, UA, one of the best mid laners, Domin Kite. I think Domin Kite this season is definitely gonna shine because a lot of people hate Domin Kite, but like I don't think Dominic Kite was the issue ever with this team. Like, yeah, sure, he like underperformed sometimes, he overstepped, but like a lot of gold laners do that. I think Dominic Kite was very consistent. Like, if you look at the course of the whole like season last season, he was like top two, top three gold laners. Like, he was really good. He was better than Kelra. He was better than Oheb at times. He was gapping Kelra in a lot of the matches that they were playing against Onyx. So I think it's unfair to say Dominic is not good. I think that he's going to improve a lot. And I think when it comes to playoffs, the main thing with Aurora is the playoffs because I think this team is gonna perform in the regular season. They're definitely gonna make playoffs, but it's like you need to perform in the playoffs at a high level. I think a lot of issues with Aurora is that they will stay at an elite level and then they won't really elevate from that. They will stay at that level the whole time. And I think we saw that last season where they headed into playoffs, they looked really, really good. They looked like the top two teams, and then they kind of stayed at that level, and then Onyx and Falcons like overtook them. So that's on the coaching staff to really elevate the players, and that's on the players to really like improve. Like, okay, how can we get better from where we are now? And I think that they're able to do that. Like, they are definitely going to be a championship contending team. The top four is stacked: Aurora, Onyx, Team Liquid, and Falcons. Definitely the most stacked top four we have in any region. I mean, any of these teams can win it. Aurora, very macro heavy team. Team Liquid, very front to back standard team. Falcons, very um, experienced, very utility based team. Onyx, very clutch team. Kind of they like to play a lot of like their pocket picks, and they like to just kind of outplay you. Um, so it's going to be a very interesting season. And then TNC and AP Brent, I think a lot of these teams are going to be very interesting. Keep your eyes on AP Brent and TNC. I think these teams are going to do really, really well. Twisted Minds, I will not put it past them to maybe upset some teams. And then obviously, I don't think Omega's going to do much, guys. I'm going to be honest. This team just is not good. And that's fine because there's always that one team that just doesn't do well. I listen, I don't expect like Omega to like beat Aurora or anything, but I do think if they don't win at least two series, then that's kind of sad. But if you guys are curious on when the games start Thursday night. If you're on the East Coast, it probably starts at 2 a.m. But if you're on the West Coast, it starts around like 10, um, 11 p.m. 15 hours from now. This I'm uploading this video 11:30 West Coast time on August 21st. So the games start tomorrow. It's going to be Omega versus TNC to kick things off, and there's going to be Aurora versus Falcons. So we're already going to be getting Titans going at it, and then on Saturday we have Onyx Philippines versus Team Liquid Philippines rematch of the grand final. So it's going to be must see television, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know who you guys think is going to be number one in the regular season. Let me know who you guys think is going to take it all. Obviously, when playoffs comes around, I'm going to be giving you guys my prediction on the whole bracket and whatnot. So stay tuned for that. I'm also going to be trying to do weekly uploads, kind of recaps on how the weeks went, player rankings and all that stuff, MVP talks and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to make more videos, guys, because Mpl Ph is always cinema. It's always cinema. So I want to keep you guys I want to give you guys as much content as I can. So yeah, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, subscribe, guys. Trying to actually pursue this YouTube thing. I'm trying to be consistent, but it's really, really hard. I need an editor as well. So if anybody knows how to edit, hit me up. And yeah, guys, until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.